Hello, Shadow before MV. This video is for you. Requested a PS4 video of Xenoblade, and actually I never tried any emulator before, but I decided to try PSCX something to with the version 1.4, and it's running incredible well, but sometimes it has a slow. So I'm currently recording with MSI Afterburner, which uses the CPU, and this takes impact. As you can see, the game is already slowing down to 50 frames, which affects the sound and affects the speed of the game. There is no way of activating frame skipping, which means that every time the game slows down, it seems that the game will slow down itself too. The music seems to be more slower, the game seems to be more slower, and it's in fact pity we couldn't activate frame skipping. Aside from that, everything is okay, and as you can see, this is the worst case scenario because I'm recording with MSI Afterburner. Without recording, things are quite smooth. It maintains overly 60 frames per second all the time without slowdowns, but sometimes on the cutscenes it gets a little bit of slowdown and gets a little bit, well, bad. So what could really improve the performance in this emulator? The problem seems to be the CPU that couldn't emulate the emotional or emote engine, I don't remember truly the name, and what we require is more CPU. So this emulator uses 2 cores or 2 threads, and we have a CPU with 2 cores and 4 threads. So what you really need is a stronger CPU. You don't need more cores or more threads. What you need is higher clock speeds or newer CPUs. I mean, Broadwell or Skylake may do it. In fact, if you buy an i5 Skylake or an i5 Broadwell laptop, it surely will do this pretty well okay in the cutscenes. Or maybe if you buy an i7 ULV from Aswell, it will work as well, but with this processor, sometimes on the cutscenes it goes a little bit down. Apart from that, it's perfect, it runs fine at 60 frames, and if you want, you can double the resolution of the game, which, as you can see, this is the default resolution, which is quite lower, but you can push it up to the double if you can, because the graphic card, it's okay with it. The problem that I found is that when I double the resolution, sometimes it appears some artifacts on screen, and I think that is some kind of bug and may get polished later on a newer version of the emulator, but I decided not to use it because of that, and I decided to stick with the default. But if you raise it and if you use the double the resolution, the performance will still be exactly the same, because the problem is the CPU, and when you are raising the resolution, you are only punishing the GPU, and the GPU is okay with this. It has no problem emulating, but the CPU is other story. Alright, so I hope I have been useful, and I'm gonna let you enjoy the rest of the video. So see you soon. Oh, and about Xenoblade Chronicles, it's on the way and it runs fine, very fine indeed. It's much more better. So see you soon.
Who would have thought one of Miyuki's inventions would come in handy?
Commencing combat mode.
Transmit eggs!
Enemies have been exterminated.
Night is cold, but your heart's cold.